Every treatment for cancer that exists now has gone through decades of trials and changes to get to that point.
This month at Masonic Children's Hospital, there was a special meeting between Travis, who had cancer 20 years ago, and Hunter, who's fighting it today. Travis came back to Minnesota to see his old doctor, that's Dr. Wagner, and leave Hunter with advice that really only he can offer.
So let me introduce
It's an unlikely introduction.
Travis, this is Hunter.
Let's shake your hand.
Travis had acute lymphoblastic leukemia 20 years ago.
I have very vivid memories of chemo and radiation.
Hunter has the same cancer today. At 19, he's been fighting it for 7 years.
It was hard to wrap my mind around it when I first had it because it's something nobody wishes they had.
Both Hunter and Travis had years of chemotherapy and relapses.
Chemotherapy is something you don't wish on anybody.
And both were out of traditional treatment options when they tried a bone marrow transplant.
This was actually my last resort.
You do have a bond in a sense because the therapy we've given you is actually derived from the therapy we gave to him.
Dr. Wagner is Hunter's doctor. He also treated Travis 2 decades ago.
Yeah, when I first saw Dr. Wagner pass, just kind of didn't have words.
Travis is now living in Florida and cancer-free.
I mean, I'm 30 years old, I have a nice job, I have a beautiful wife.
He's a fisheries scientist, which brings him all over the world.
Most people will look at myself and never know. And I've done a lot of physical things, like physical activities, playing sports.
Another thing he has in common with Hunter, who's played sports through his
I've
treatment.
stayed pretty active throughout this entire thing. I did baseball for the first couple years.
Travis is also one of the few people in the world who knows what Hunter is going through.
There's hard times.
Yeah.
You know it. It sucks, but it sucks.
It does.
Don't let it get to you.
And what life can look like after transplant and after cancer.
Normal out here, then there's people like us. But there's a normal life somewhat for us. And it just kind of gives me hope, and hope it gives you hope that there's life after a transplant.
It gives me lots of hope, actually, that if it can work 20 years ago, then it should be able to work now.
Hunter was supposed to start his freshman year at the University of Minnesota, Rochester. That's been delayed for this treatment, but he is hoping to be back next year. He is planning to study oncology, and he's hoping in a couple years down the road that he's back at children's hospitals here in the Twin Cities to treat other kids with cancer.
Giving advice from his own personal experience.
Yeah.
I got to think that's just so helpful for somebody going through that. I mean, it's very easy to look inward in those moments, but to see someone, okay, here's someone else that had the same circumstances, they went through it, they're on the other side. That's got to be so invaluable.
It was incredible kind of sitting there, and at first, it's like, okay, there's these two people, they're meeting, and then it's this moment of asking questions and looking at, okay, this is what this could look like.
Yeah.
And Travis has been remarkably healthy. He's had a hip replacement, but otherwise, I mean, he's doing well. He travels the world and is just loving life.
Very cool.